Hey, my lovely friends. Hope you're keeping well. Let's continue our vocabulary learning journey with Dr. Sam Harris. The words will be in the description with more example sentences for you to read.
All of our religions are different, right? To treat them all as the same and making the same errors and equally culpable for.
Culpable is the first word of the lesson. It means worthy of blame, deserving blame or criticism. Another good word to learn here is censure. Censure. If you say that someone is culpable, it means that they are worthy of criticism, worthy, deserving blame, equally culpable. So he says that it would be wrong to treat all religions as if they're equally worthy of blame.
Those errors of where where they're in conflict with science and equally dangerous and divisive. It's just not true. I mean, really, there's a wide variety of commitments, ethical and otherwise, that that our various religions argue for, and they're quite different. There really is one religion of peace. It's Jainism. I mean, it is a straight up religion of peace, and so we just don't have to worry about the Jains. We're never going to have Jain suicide bombers, right? We'll have Jains that starve themselves to death because they can't figure out what to eat, or they become paralyzed by their pacifism.
Pacifism is the philosophy, it's the belief system that asserts we must not engage in violent behavior of any kind. For instance, wars are not justified in the philosophy of pacifism. Pacifism is a person who holds this perspective or practices pacifism is a pacifist.
But you're never going to get a group like Al Qaeda that is organized around the principles of Jainism. It just doesn't make any sense. And then there are just many differences between our religions. And so yeah, there's the strange thing about insight into the nature of mind, insight into the nature of consciousness. The sort that we're going to talk about is that in the Eastern tradition, it is trivially easy to find texts that describe it just with absolute clarity.
Okay, let's talk about the adverb trivially. Trivially. You probably know that trivial means unimportant or petty, but he uses this adverb to intensify the adjective easy. Trivially easy. It is extremely easy to find these texts.
In a way that really does not require any significant editing in a modern context, right? Like you can find a pure channel of just kind of first person scientific, introspective insight about about what it's like to be you if you could only pay sufficient attention without the necessity of believing in anything, or asserting anything on faith. It really is a kind of recipe for building a laboratory within your own mind by which you can make certain discoveries. Whereas in the Western context, religiously, yes, you can fight your way through to some mystical and analogous series of insights.
Analogous is an adjective that comes from the word analogy. You can also pronounce this word analogous, or analogous. It means comparable. A lot of people mispronounce this word and say comparable, but the correct pronunciation is comparable. So if you say that there are analogous theories, ideas, or texts, it means that we can make that comparison because those texts, those ideas exist elsewhere as well.
Like in the Christian tradition, you can find a 13th century contemplative like Meister Eckhart.
Who is a contemplative? A contemplative is a person who thinks very deeply about something over a long period of time. A person who is reflective, someone who reflects on important matters in life. Let's pronounce it together: contemplative.
Who said many seemingly Buddhist things about the nature of his own consciousness. But of course, the Inquisition was just getting ready to burn him alive when he happily, died of natural causes, right? So it's like there are reasons why these kinds of insights weren't well established in the West, is because they are in many cases heretical in the context of a faith-based propitiatory religion like.
Okay, let's talk about a couple of words there. One is heretical. A heretical perspective, viewpoint, idea defies, it goes against the established belief system. Heretical. It goes against their religiously established belief system. A person who holds those ideas could be described using the noun heretic. Heretic. Now, another good word that he used there is propitiatory, which refers to the inclination to appease someone, to make them a little bit less angry, or make them a little bit less frustrated, or to make someone feel a little bit calmer. Propitiatory.
Christianity or Judaism or Islam.
Right. Now, one of the things that's such a great insight about your meditation app and